Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1.
So, I guess we're going to talk about Subnautica now. Hello, you video game vagabonds, and welcome to Rey Reviews. Today we're going to go over the recently released Subnautica, an underwater survival game that was in early access up until January 23rd, 2018. Yes, that's right. Another game left early access. What in the shit is going on? I picked up Subnautica roughly 2 years ago, and even at the stage it was at during the time, found it to be a really fun survival game. Seriously, the idea of having a game take place mostly underwater is a very cool concept. Seeing the vast ocean extending before you is enough to send tremors of thalassophobia through anyone. The unique twist on Subnautica's survival pattern is that, while possible to kill certain creatures, you instead focus on either avoidance or stunning the predators temporarily. Basically, everything is bigger than you, except for, the things you eat for sustenance. And even then, some of the small ones are complete assholes. The nice thing about Subnautica is there's an actual storyline in the game. Yeah, I know, Ark kind of has a storyline, but no one really plays Ark for the story. I mean, I didn't. Because of Subnautica's single-player only focus, we get to experience a story that's designed to be cinematic and immersive. Spoilers follow here, so I'll give you some time to change to another video. The entire goal of Subnautica is to figure out what happened to your crew on the Aurora, the ship you crash landed with. You find out there was a secret mission for the Aurora to determine what happened to another ship called the Degassi that actually crash landed here years prior. Following all of this leads you to an ancient alien ruin and a biological plague that wiped out the precursor species and may threaten to kill every other species on the planet. All the while you're trying to not die from, well, pick one. The plague, various creatures that don't care about you or your giant-ass sub, and alien robots that are following their original protocol and trying to keep the disease from spreading. Also, fuck warpers. Seriously, fuck these things. Along with just a general superhuman ability to swim more than a kilometer below the surface of the ocean, you also get 3 different vehicles to help you maneuver around: the Seamoth, the Prawn Suit, and the Cyclops. Once you get the latter two, the Seamoth kind of becomes useless, which sucks, because I love the Seamoth. It was the first vehicle released for the game, and it kind of feels like it got neglected as development continued. I've mostly got footage of some endgame content here involving the lava biome in the last facility. I would have loved to show you a clip of the voice you hear throughout the story, but the game crashes whenever I'm using OBS in this facility. There's still some bugs in this game, by the way. They're mainly animation glitches or strange things like sharks swimming into places they shouldn't be, or, well, OBS causing a memory issue and crashing your entire computer while playing. I did experience a crash really early on, and it reverted my save back nearly 4 hours, which actually leads me to the only problem I have with Subnautica. There are no autosaves. Now, before I get somebody that comes along and says, "Kids these days," let me just explain why that can be a problem. Keep in mind, first off, that Subnautica is an open-world survival game, meaning it would be really hard for a game to determine when it needs to be saved. Sure, there are biomes you can enter, but there's no loading between these areas, which means they can't really sneak a quick save in there like a lot of other games do. Instead, you have to pause the game and save it for yourself. If you don't actually save every hour or so, you can actually be one crash away from losing a lot of progress. And the only reason you can lose so much progress is because Subnautica is it's a game that grabs you and it doesn't let go. It's like playing a grand strategy game where you find yourself saying one more turn well into 3 a.m. But with Subnautica, you're busy exploring and gathering materials and finding more mysteries that need to be solved. There's more radio signals from your crew that you're desperately trying to save because the extreme isolation of being a lone survivor on an alien water planet is just captured so well in this game. There are times I found myself wishing this game were multiplayer so I could actually have someone to talk to while playing, but honestly, that thought disappeared as quickly as it bubbled up in my mind. There's a terrifyingly beautiful shock value to the game when you realize that you're all alone, and the radio calls that you've been listening to are really just your long-dead crew. People that died before you even woke up from head trauma that you suffered during the escape. There's a sinking feeling in your stomach when you see an ancient alien artifact powering up in the presence of your would-be rescuers. There's relief in building your escape vehicle, something that washes over you and is just so palpable as you ride up an elevator to your emergency rocket. You relive all these feelings as you're asked to make a time capsule, a unique twist on a multiplayer experience. It allows you to leave behind a very limited amount of items, a message, and a screenshot to another player. I've yet to find one that breaks immersion. In fact, my first time opening a capsule was someone lamenting they couldn't make ramen anymore, and leaving behind a tasteless nutrient block for me. One only offered a message with a meaningless rock, but that rock was something they carried with them throughout the entire game. And another did what Subnautica does so well. They dared me to go deeper, to challenge myself. Subnautica is honestly far from a perfect game, but it's the only survival game that's gotten the long embattled genre right. When I finished Subnautica, I felt like my journey was complete. There wasn't a teaser at the end of the game showing me Subnautica 2 was in development. There wasn't a cliffhanger. There was an ending, and there was contentment. And that's something that Subnautica does just so well. It's deserving of a solid score, which I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Yes, there are a few bugs, but it doesn't hold the game back, and after playing it, I feel like those bugs are forgivable. There are points in the middle of the game that can feel drawn out, but that's really only if you're not willing to explore and to push yourself further. Play Subnautica if you want a survival game that actually gives you a concrete beginning and a concrete end. Play it for the story, for the unease it puts you in, and for the never-ending ocean on the planet known as 4654b. If you're looking for a game where you can dominate the planet and make even the mightiest underwater leviathans cower at your presence, well, this game isn't for you. You can't fight the invincible leviathans. All you can do is deter them, hide from them, or run from them, which you'll find yourself becoming an expert as you push yourself to go forth. And as always, push deeper.
Caution, approaching orbital debris field. Orbital debris field clear. Performing gravity turn maneuver. Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate. Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2, 1.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
If you haven't noticed, I don't actually promote my channels, Twitter, or anything else at the end of my videos, but I feel I should start promoting the people who have influenced me in a way, or people who are close to me. With that said, please check out my friend Cam Can't Run, one of the coolest Californians I know. Cam's an avid Twitch streamer, but also puts videos on YouTube for your enjoyment. Check out his work. There are links to Cam's various media outlets in the description too. As always, have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Semi-automatic fire! Oh shit! Oh shit! Let go! No! Is everyone out of a gun? No one has a gun?